Hello everyone. So I just want to give you an update on the garden, so stay tuned. All right everyone, we're going to start over here with the green stalks. So these are my strawberry green stalks. I'm starting to have some strawberries that I'm going to add to this one, but this is mainly the one that has that Corinthia spinach. So this is how it's growing. I'm not going to plant anymore, but I decided to let whatever's in here just stay in here. So this is how it's coming along. And this is just on that fourth tier from the top, but on the second tier I did add a few strawberries, so they're doing okay. So just these two little bunches. Over here, the strawberries are doing okay. So this is some ones that are starting to come back, and then these are a couple of mixture of transplants and things that are coming back. So these two pockets here did not come up, so I'll probably take some runners and just add to those as they come, because there's quite a few runners on here. So I'll probably take some of those and just transplant them throughout this strawberry bed. But so far, they're doing okay. Same thing here with these onions. Both onions are doing okay. They're growing quite nicely. Doing really well. They all started very tiny, so they were smaller than this. So like this one isn't doing as well as these, but some in this row are. So I don't know, they're growing at different rates. They all get fertilized. I fertilize them once a week, so we'll see how they're doing. This is some seedlings from my seed room out here, some more of my snap peas, some watermelon, and some butternut squash. So I have them sitting out here. I probably put them in the greenhouse because it's going to be a little cold again in a couple days, so I'll go ahead and move them over. But the onions are doing okay. Going over here, so my mint, these broccolis, and just different things are doing well. This is some compost that I'm mixing in here. I'm going to transplant one of my herbs over here. Just haven't decided which one yet. Just working the compost and things in. But everything over here is seemingly doing okay. I got over here to this plant and I saw that there were a few aphids on it. So I did have to treat this one. So far, it seems as though, if I look over here, I don't know if that's still, yep, so there's an aphid there. So I got to come back and look. So I've been treating them for the most part. Pretty much got most of them, but I do see it's a couple stragglers, so I'll get those. Cabbages are doing really well. Mint is doing real well. And a lot of every time I do a video, trains are coming by. All of the cabbages are starting to head up quite nicely. And over in here, I do see that the broccoli is starting to pop through. And these cabbages over here are looking really well. So that one you probably can't see because it's in the corner over there, and I still have it covered up. But if I go over here to this corner, let me see if I can show you. So that cabbage is doing really well over there. Okay, so everything in here, zero complaints. So I'm liking the way everything is doing. These two bok choys, I'm gonna probably pour one of those soon, and put some carrots and radish in those spots. So it's 3 bok choys, and it's about time for them to come out. So perhaps by the next time I update you guys, those will probably be pulled out. And I'm not sure what I put in there in the other third spot, but definitely going to put some radishes in one, carrots in the other. Thinking about possibly adding some beets to the other one. But so far, everything is doing well. If you did not catch the update on the pond from the last time I did it, everything is over here is doing well as well. What I did add to the pond, and I'll see if I can catch any. Let's see if I see any. I did add some fathead minnows to the pond. So I don't see any swimming right now, but if I catch 1 or 2 up here, I'll see if I can get them on camera. But definitely got a couple of them in here to, one, help eat the algae that's growing and to keep the pond at bay. I see them swimming at the bottom. So if I don't see any pop up here, then maybe one day, if I get them separately, I'll show you those.
Look at him swimming from this way. I got him a video too. I got both of them.
I don't know if you guys can see where my nail is. You see him swimming right there? He's right here by the edge. And those are edible. So they, the fathead minnows, you can definitely eat if you choose to. As I turn around here, the marigolds and the alyssum, which is just now popping up. So these are doing well. These alyssum you can't see. They're kind of blending in, but they're doing okay. Same thing with these, with the pansies here and the marigolds here. And again, the pansies over here are doing really well. Snapdragons are still holding on. So as I walk this way, they're all doing really well. So I have no complaints. Earlier today, as I walk over here to the grapevine area, I did have to feel all of my potatoes, so they were all starting to poke their heads through. And as I can see here, these potatoes are poking through. There's another one, and I literally just feel this today. Yeah, poking through. So I did fill all of the potatoes up, and that one would just be as far as I'm going to get it to the top, and I'll just let them continue to grow. Over here, hyssop is still growing. Aster is still growing. The elecampane is doing well. Yarrow is doing well. This is another elecampane, and this is self-heal. That one was just transplanted. I did move the lavender from the bigger pot to the smaller pot so I can transplant it, because now it's starting to sprout a little bit. No signs of the comfrey, so I'm just going to go ahead and probably put some mullein in there. And before I get to the lettuce table, these are the grapevines, and they're all doing okay. I want to press this one further down into the ground, but my husband said just give it a moment, and then we're going to re-dig around and press it further down. So I'm trying to let it finish taking root, because it was a little weak and I didn't want to bother it. So that's what happened before, and he said it was best to just kind of let it sit for a minute, and then we'll do that. Over here to the lettuce table, an explosion with the lettuces. They're all doing really well. It's about time for me to transplant my leeks too, so I'll do that into the green stalks over there, or just kind of throughout the garden beds. They won't be here. They'll be spread out throughout the garden beds, and some of them will also be in some of the green stalks. But the lettuces are doing just fine. They're heading up. So you can see those heads. They're all heading up really, really fine. So everybody is doing really well. So spinach is tucked in the back, where I had a friend of mine pull her lettuce head. So everything is doing fine over there. Here, cabbages are looking absolutely beautiful. I've been coming out here daily, just checking with the butterfly, making sure to keep it off of everything. So again, everything is doing well. The arugula and the flowers, like I said, I do like the flowers, so I eat them as they are. And I do, of course, pick off the leaves too. So just kind of giving you a glance over here. Everything is doing well. I'm gonna go back here to the trees just so you can see how they're doing. All of the trees are doing really well. My husband did get a chance to come out here and cut the grass, so I don't see snakes out here like that, but you never know. So it is time for me to get in here and pull this. Another asparagus is popping up there, a little small one. So I'm gonna come out here and get these. I was just trying to wait for it to get a little bigger, and then I can clear this area out, but they're still popping up, so I'm just trying to wait. And then peach tree, doing really well. Doing really well. And then over here to the apple tree, same thing. I had to loosen these little things up because they have grown. So I moved them to the next notch. That's how I can tell their growth. All of them have the little tags to show which apples is growing where, and they were all very, very tight. So I have to come out here and loosen them up. So I know the tree is growing. The stems are getting thicker. So love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So in the garden, I will say this. I, for 2 years, had some issues with 2 of my blueberry plants. So I just went on ahead and purchased 2 that I'm going to add. So let me get out here and show you. Because I don't think they're going to come back. That's just sometimes how it goes. And as I'm passing it, with all the rain, he could not get to finishing his coop. But I'm rushing now because we're going to get rain. It's actually drizzling right now. So it's just nonstop rain. So I'm just trying to rush. But before I get into the garden, that calendula is looking really good. Snapdragons are starting to pop their heads out. Chamomile, the violas, more calendula, looking really well. The nasturtiums, let me say it that way, are also looking really good. Okay. And as we pop our head into the garden here, the snap peas are still blooming and working their way up. Again, I didn't plant any in here. I'm going to put some pole beans in here. So I decided to put some of those. I'm just going to direct sow those. But everything is doing well. Okay. So these are the ones that I purchased. I purchased these from Home Depot or Lowe's. I can't remember which one. So I'm just going to see how they do. Because I should have had some blooms on my blueberries by now. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and just redo them and see what happens. So I'm going to repot those, re-amend the soil, and put those in this place. But getting into my cabbages that are heading up, looking really, really nice. But yeah, so these are some of the ones that I purchased. I purchased them from different places. So that's just where they're going to be. So those 2 are the ones that I purchased. This is in my greenhouse. This is some spinach. I just brought it out here so that it can get a little sunlight, get a little rain, because I'm going to pull the last of my spinach that I've had since December, and all new spinaches have been planted. So this is the last of the spinach that I had from last year. And so now I'm just going to pull it all, and in the greenhouse, I'll take you in there. All new spinach have been planted. So cabbages are doing just fine. Cabbages here. This is another blueberry that did not come back. So I had 4 pots of blueberries, and apparently me and blueberries are not friends. So I may possibly do some transplants from those once they get established, or I might just purchase some more. So we'll see. Here, some more cabbage. These are some seedlings from my seed room. This is some bush beans, more cabbage. This here, this beautiful plant right here, is the raspberries, and they're definitely doing great. Over here, some blackberries. They're also doing great. And hiding back there, some broccoli. I was kind of wrong about this last time I told you. I didn't think it was working really well, but it actually is. When it pops on, I started to hear those zaps. I'm just concerned that I don't want it to zap any of my good pollinators, so I really want to bring it closer to the house so that I can monitor what it's catching, because I don't want to hurt any of the beneficials. I'm just really more so for the mosquitoes and things like that. And then over here, everything is still doing well. Remember, we had that aphid infestation, and aphids are gone. And it's doing well. Okay, before I get to the 10x4, just going over here, letting you see the lettuces over here. I did pull my matcha corn salad that was here in the center. We pulled that up and had that with a meal, so that one is gone. All of these lettuces will be gone at some point. But look at the strawberry spinach. It is starting to rear its head. So we're going to see those should turn really bright red when it's time. But that's strawberry spinach. This is crisp mint, and it's a little iceberg in the center. And this is iceberg mixed all throughout here with a butter crunch. So they're doing well. Nothing in these two. And then over here, I just covered all these today. These are more potatoes. So these are my Pontiacs with some russets. And even though I covered it, I can see a little piece poking through. So these are all potatoes. And then in the choy soy area, I did pull some bok choys. I just planted one additional one there. I've started to add more of my tomatoes out here, letting them get acclimated. But because the weather's gonna drop, I am gonna pick them up and put them in the greenhouse in a couple days when the weather changes. So these plants here, everything else will stay out here as it has been. Okay, and then in here, everything is doing well. So this cabbage is starting to bolt. So this cabbage is going to come out, and the Brussels. So we're going to go ahead and get those and pull them out and put something else in this place. But everything in here, if I can get a little close in here, that you guys see how they're looking. Some of the cabbage, not cabbages, some of the broccoli in here is also starting to head up. I was trying to see, you might not be able to see that one. Because I don't like taking this net off. Because there's a lot of work to put it back on. But it's starting to head up in there. So everybody's doing well. The kale is looking beautiful. There's another broccoli that's starting to do its thing. Yeah, so all of the broccolis are doing pretty well. This is one that we planted late. If it doesn't do something soon, we're just gonna pull it. The Mizuna is taking off, so pretty much at some point, everything that's in here will come out of here at some point, because I'm gonna transform everything in here to my summer garden for the summer plants. Added more grass clippings to this, added more, a few pieces of compost. There's some worms that we've added in here. Yeah, they're in here because they were on top earlier and they decided to find their way to the bottom, but they're in here. So I added some more red wigglers to this area, and then I'm gonna throw some more soil on top, and this will be ready for the summer. Over in here, again, cabbages are doing, this head is so tight, like I can't even squeeze it. Love it. But broccolis, cauliflowers, everything is doing well. We just picked these greens and look at them. Just picked those turnip greens. If you didn't see that video, check it out. Like literally, not or even 2 weeks ago, we picked those and they're already back. Over here, same thing. Look at that broccoli head. Doing really well. I don't know if you can really see it really good. I'm trying to get as close to it without it. There we go. So yeah, broccolis are doing, all the broccolis over in this area are forming their heads. And over here, more turnip greens, more mustard greens, and an array of things back there. I just harvested some more of that Chinese broccoli there. I've harvested from that about 2 or 3 times. I'm going to keep harvesting until I'm done with the plant. But yeah, so I'm loving all of this. And again, I say this mostly all of the videos, if not the majority, that everything in here was started in January with the exception of the tomatoes. Here in Chicago, I like to try to get a spring harvest, a summer harvest, and again another fall harvest. So that's the goal, to get at least 3 seasons in the outdoor garden. The greenhouse is a little different. I'm sorry, I'm coming back here because I see I want to pull this down. I try to get as much of a harvest as I can from the plants. Look at that purple broccoli. Look at that, beautiful. So I try to get as much use out of the garden throughout the years I can, because we have those really, really harsh winters, and so it's not much that you can get, but when you can get something by doing a little work early, I'll deal with it. I'd rather deal with the temperature control in my seed room up there than not have this beautiful array of vegetables to choose from. And then under this one here, I can raise this up a little bit. Things are doing great under here as well. All the lettuces are heading. The mustard greens, turnip greens, kale, everything is looking beautiful. Okay. And then I'm just gonna end this with the greenhouse. Few little changes in there, not much. This is my current aphid issue, so I've been working with this. So just want to point this out. When you see your leaves that look like this, like that curling look, that's how you know aphids were in here. So I've been treating them, so they're not in here now. But that's how you know they were, because they start to fold up here. They suck the sap out of the plant. The leaves should look like this, not this. So when you see this, this is a big difference from this curling. So when you walk around and you see a plant looking like that, so there's some, no, they should be dead, but those were some aphids in there. So I have taken care of those. And I'm always trying not to make this video too long. So let's just go into really quickly. So I'm got my covers up to keep the sun from beaming down in here. But in here, as you can see, look at this Swiss chard. It loves this weather in here. But the Swiss chard, all of the cabbages, kale, everything, that's some more of that strawberry spinach. I'm just leaving that one in here to see how it does. Trying to organize a little bit better in here, but everything in here is doing well. So these are more blueberry plants that I have on standby, just in case. Another one here that I have on standby. I never planted those strawberries. I should have, but I didn't. But the lettuce is in here. The chives, look at the little hairs of the chives are flowering. But everything in here. This is an onion from last year. I just did this onion just to see. This is one little seed, and I just want to see how well it does. So it was a little bitty tiny onion, and I'm just letting it go. I'll harvest it when it's time. But everything in here is doing really well. No complaints. I did bring some cucumbers out of my seed room, so those are doing really well down there. This is the temperature again that they love, so everybody is doing quite well. It was a taller plant here. My broadleaf endives, we harvested that for some for a good salad. So we took a lot of vegetables out of here for a salad. So both of those bowls had lettuces in them. All the spinach, we just put new spinach in different spots here, but we took all the spinach out and put new heads of spinach in here, and just starting all over. The radishes are doing quite nicely. These all started from seed in here, and so I really can't say that nothing is not doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm checking on my leaves here because I want to make sure that in here aphids are not getting to my plants. So I don't like to see any curling. Yep, and I see a little aphid right there. So I'm going to come in here and treat these. This is my kohlrabi. So I'm going to come in here and treat my plants in here because we don't want the aphids eating up everything. Okay, peppers are doing okay back there. Some more arugula, but everything is doing well. Got some strawberries hanging up here. They're doing well. Got some peppers. I don't know if you can see that. Some peppers hanging up here. They're doing well. So these are just things that I put together. These will stay in here. So just wanted to show you guys how everything is growing in here. But I'm going to go ahead and work on these here because I don't want any aphids on anything in here because that infestation will get crazy. All right, everyone. Thank you for taking a quick walk with me through. I try to update everything that I can possibly update you guys on. I forgot to mention, I did add some mint to the corners to prevent any kind of, try to help put mint all over in here to prevent any kind of rodents that want to come through. They don't like the smell. I do put peppermint oil around the base. So I'm hoping that I can prevent any from getting in here. Like I've seen some once or twice. Oh my God, what just hit me in the face? This is a strawberry runner, hit me in the face. Seen some run through the garden once or twice before. I'm just trying to keep them out of my greenhouse because if they find out they got a home in here, it may be harder to get rid of. So just showing you guys this here. So with that being said, happy growing, everyone.